Well, hello there, family. I didn't see you there. And welcome back to another edition of Midweek Moment with the Crenshaws. I am Sanchez Crenshaw, and as always, I am joined by the absolute best part of my day. The apple to my eye, the wind beneath my wings, the rib that completes me.
Say that.
The Elizabeth to my Fred.
Elizabeth to my... What?
Come on, man. Now, this one, for real, if you don't get this one, I'm going to be so upset with you.
Oh, Sanford and Son.
Sanford and Son. That's right.
Come on.
I was going to be so upset with you if you didn't get that one.
I could feel the answer coming up, but I had to think about that thing a little bit harder. What is going on, family? What is going on, guys? I am Angela Crenshaw, guys. What
that is my wife, family.
Going
family, that is my wife. Bae, how are you?
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, bae.
Hump day.
That's what they call it. So they say Wednesday.
And it's February. It's February. The month of, I guess, love.
It is the love month.
The love month.
There's a couple of different things. It is the love month.
Love yourself, people.
Love yourself.
Love
Love thy neighbor. Love somebody.
Yes.
It is also Black History Month.
It is. Come on through now.
So, family, do me a quite favor.
You want me to be quite or quite?
Quite.
You want to do a quite
do me a quite favor.
Quite favor.
Quite favor.
Okay, do a quite favor, baby. Yeah.
But actually, what I was going to say is, family, do me a quick favor.
Okay, thanks, because I didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah, no. You threw me off your beauty. Your beauty throws me off,
Don't do it. Don't do
Plus,
it.
Plus, you know, words are hard.
Don't make me blush.
Go ahead and blush
Don't
sexy.
make me blush.
No, but before we get into housekeeping, family, do me a quick favor.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is Black History Month.
Yes.
Do me a favor. Take the time to learn a little bit of Black history.
Yes.
No offense.
Not the normal.
Yeah. First of all, Martin Luther King, great man. Rosa Parks, great lady. Harriet Tubman, great lady.
Malcolm
X. Frederick Douglass, great man.
Yes.
They did a lot for the world.
Yes.
But Black history does not begin and end with them.
I need you to learn some more.
So please just take time to learn just a little bit of Black history.
Yes.
That's all I wanted to say. PSA done for today.
Was that the professor in you?
That was the professor in me. Yeah, a little PSA.
Little PSA.
Family.
What's up?
Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
We always want to start the show by saying welcome. Thank you
Yes.
guys so much for joining us.
Yes.
However you're listening, whether it's iTunes, whether it's
on now.
Podbean, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Amazon Music, whether it's Google Play, whether it's iHeartRadio, on our own personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com.
Yes.
We thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you guys so much. We are so happy you here.
We really are.
Seriously, yes.
For our returning family members,
Come on in the room, family.
you already know how we feel about you.
Oh my good. Why did I just suck my teeth though?
I don't know.
I had an attitude.
Don't have an attitude with the family.
Don't
do that.
That made no sense. But go ahead.
Now, new family members.
Hello.
We love you.
We do love you.
We do. There's a special place in our heart for you.
So much.
But there's something about our returning family members.
They just keep coming back.
They keep coming back and back and back. And we appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much. I bought that ticket. You ain't asked for no refund on
You know what I'm saying?
Not nothing. And nothing.
And nothing. And you still riding with us.
Thank you.
And with that being said,
Yes.
welcome to the cookout.
Yes.
Make sure you bring some aluminum foil so you can what, babe?
Take something with you. Come on now. I need y'all to, this month, I need y'all to get your pencils and pens this month, right? Matter of fact, the next 2 months, get your pencils and pens.
We're gonna touch on that, but
Yes, make sure.
Get you a notepad.
Get a notepad.
And
you should have been doing that anyway. You should have had you should have a Crenshaw Corner notebook.
You should have a Crenshaw Corner composition book.
Right. Should we? We should make
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about it. Go ahead.
Because there's always a note to take away.
It is.
And that's why we tell you to bring aluminum foil. The one thing with the Crenshaw Corner is that every once in a while we may go down a rabbit hole. We like to have fun. We like to laugh. We like to enjoy our time together. Mm-hmm. But the one thing we always try to do, we always try to leave you with something.
Yeah.
We always try to give you a nugget, a takeaway, a different perspective.
A gem.
Try to give you a gem.
A gem.
So we ask that you bring your aluminum foil.
Yes.
So you can take something with you.
Please do.
Family, we consider ourselves an interactive podcast. So what that means is that we can be found on the socials.
Yes.
We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook, all in the Crenshaw Corner.
Yes.
And of course, you can reach us via email at any time at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com.
Yes.
Once again, thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com.
Yes.
Now, bae,
First of all, we sound so mellow.
It's the love month.
We normally we a little bit more hype or normal, but today we just out here on a hump day Wednesday.
Because it's February.
Relaxed.
And it's the love month.
Yeah.
And we got our love voices on.
Is that what this is?
That's what it is.
Love voice.
We just out here loving the family.
Yes. Welcome to WBL Crenshaw Corner.
WB.
I was going to say, first of all, I was scared to say WBLS because I was like, no. WBLS. But I wanted to make it like a radio, but I couldn't think. I wasn't quick on my feet.
WKRP?
In Cincinnati?
In Cincinnati.
No. I was trying to be quick on my feet, but I wasn't.
Actually.
So, yeah.
I'm going to be honest, though. I am so proud of you.
Thank you. That I knew WKRP.
That you knew WKRP in Cincinnati.
You don't be giving me the credit that
We're
is
on
due.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
I think we should just go take singing lessons.
Nah, dog.
Just for fun because, ooh, yeah. I just feel like.
How do we go from WKRP in Cincinnati to Casey and JoJo?
Because you sort of singing it right, and the K's came together in the C. But anyway, that's neither here nor there because you know how my mind works. Right. But I was thinking, you know what? I should take singing lessons.
You should, baby.
Just for fun.
Go on, get back on stage, girl.
No.
Bring Zuki out.
Zuki not coming back.
Go on, bring Zuki out.
Zuki is not coming back. Zuki is not coming back. Oh my goodness.
Family, my wife touched on a little earlier, so this is February.
Yeah.
So in February, it is the month of love. So what we
every month should be love, folks. But
every month.
But the intent is a little bit more heightened in February.
A little more,
Yeah.
A little more intentional.
Intentional.
Let's say a little more intentional in the month of February.
Yes.
So what we've done and what we've decided to do is that for the month of February.
Yes.
And then also for the month of March. We have theme months. Themes. Because if you listen to us at any point in time, you know, every once in a while, the Crenshaws can be random.
No theme.
No theme.
Theme versus no theme.
So for February, we've decided we're going to stay with the theme of love.
Yeah.
And so every show we do in the month of February is going to be dedicated to love in some shape, form, or fashion. Yes, so family. And we've mentioned this before, but we have a lot of great guests lined up for the month of February.
Oh, my goodness, guys.
Yes, lot of great couples, a lot of great stories. If you, and I said this before, if you open up your mind, if you come out of your preconceived notions about certain topics and certain things, and if you just open up for a moment in that 45 minutes or an hour, to be honest, in some episodes, hour and a half, hour and a half, that you listen to the Crenshaw Corner, we truly believe that you will be blessed coming out of it.
I believe so too.
That you will enrich yourself, that you will enrich your marriage. So yes, we're very excited about the couples that we have coming for you.
So we wanted to come on Hump Day and just talk to you, kind of like set up what's going to happen on Friday.
Yes.
And to be honest, this is the question. Are you checking up on your single friends?
Yes. Because family, what we decided to do, and I'm sorry, but I don't want to overstep that question.
No, for real.
So I'm going to repeat that question again. So family, we're asking for our family who has a family, whether you're married, dating, whatever, you have somebody. Are you checking on your single friends?
Are you checking on them?
Are you checking in on them? Not just because it's February, it's Valentine's Day, they may not have a significant other. But just in general. Are you checking on the single friends?
Because I think sometimes, we were listening to something on YouTube, and one of the young ladies said something that was so powerful, and I was like, oh my goodness. And what she said was that she's single, and also not only that is she single, but her feelings are kind of hurt because she's by herself, and she understands that all of her friends are home with their significant others, and so they kind of engulfed into that right now, rightfully so. So she completely understood that. She said, but her problem was, or her issue was, that she comes to every baby shower, she comes to every wedding, she comes to every party, every
bridal shower, every engagement party,
first birthday parties for the kids. She is one and available to them, and she's not married, so she's not coming with anyone. She's coming by herself, but she makes sure that she's available to her friends. And how she felt was that she is single and she's in the pandemic and she's by herself. who's showing up for her now?
Who's checking on her?
Who's checking on her?
You know, in her case, she said, you know, it's like 5 or 6 of them who are married with families.
Right.
You know, and it's just her.
It's just her.
You know, who's checking on her.
Right.
So what we're doing, family, is that Friday, we're very excited about Friday's episode, Crenshaw Corner, the full episode.
Yes.
Because what we've decided to do, because what I've noticed, and family, to let you in behind the curtain a little bit, you know, Angela and I, we are 21 years outside of our singleness.
Right.
You know, by the time that this episode airs, you know, we're just a couple of days from our 21st wedding anniversary. Yeah. You know, 21 years together.
Right.
Side note, when this episode airs, we're also just a few days from our 1-year anniversary of doing Crenshaw Corner.
Yes.
Which is amazing.
Look at the love.
So I'm going to get into the actual topic in a minute.
Yeah.
But, babe, do you realize how amazing that is?
Yeah.
You know, the fact that almost this time last year, February 7th of 2020, on our anniversary, on our wedding anniversary, is when we released the very first episode of Crenshaw Corner.
And we thought when we did this, we're like, oh, this is going to be fun for us. Who's going to listen? We don't care about the numbers because we still don't. And we're like, who's going to listen? But this is our therapy session. And we are going to put our life on blast. Listen, family. I had no idea,
warts and all,
that we were going to put this much of our life
on blast.
On blast.
Warts and all, the ugly moments and all.
Yes, and it's you know what, it has been freeing, I believe, and I don't know about everybody else, but this has really helped our marriage.
Yeah, we
had so many aha moments where, and you know, we'll get into that when we do the 100th episode, but we've had so many aha moments like, what? Did you really feel that way? Or, oh, you felt that way? Or
I never saw it that way.
I never saw it that way. And I'm so sorry that I made you feel that way. Yeah. You know, so that's what it's been doing for us. So I hope that it's been blessing you guys too, because it's truly blessed us.
It's amazing the fact that we are almost a year into this.
Yeah.
And not tooting our own horns or anything like that, but where a lot of podcasts don't make it out of their 6th or 7th episode. You know, we are a year strong.
Yeah, and almost 100 episodes.
Yeah, almost 100, which is amazing to me.
100 episodes.
But that's not the topic of the day, but I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah.
But like I said, you know, we're 21 years away from our singleness. You know, and what happens a lot of the time with couples, with married couples, whether you're in a relationship or a marriage, you forget sometimes what it's like to be single.
Yeah.
You forget, because I would, at this point in my life, I don't know what it is not to wake up next to you.
Right.
You
Absolutely.
know? Yeah. Because in all honesty, when I say this, I'm not trying to be funny, but I have literally spent almost half my life.
Yeah. Seriously.
Waking up next to you.
Right.
You know, I'm 43.
Right.
We're going in 21 years of marriage. Right. You know.
It's basically like your whole adult life.
Pretty much my whole adult life
with me.
You know, I have spent with you, waking up next to you.
Exactly.
You know, going into the kitchen and you're there, or going into you know, turning around and you're there.
And we take that for granted.
I take it so much for granted.
I think we do, because you know what? We just like breathe and we think it's just going to happen.
Yeah.
And you know, like, you're so weird. You don't realize that breathing is a beautiful thing until you have an asthma attack.
Exactly.
Because we have a child that has asthma, and you be like, we take that breathing part so much for granted.
We take it for granted.
And I think that we take so much of that for granted when we have so many amazing, incredible single friends. They don't want what we have, but they want what they want, you know, for themselves.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when February come, you know, they do the Galentine, which is, you know, like, hang out the girls for Valentine, which is really, really cool. But also some of them don't, and they just begin to what I'm gonna say, like go over their life, you know, and
a reflection, if you will.
Reflection. Thank you, because I couldn't think of the word. Go over their life and see, you know, how it's been panning out, and go through like, oh, by now I thought I would have been, and I thought I've been now. And I think that because we're so engulfed into our marriage, we have to be careful not to check on our single friends. You know,
and for my Destiny Child, independent women out there,
right?
You know, I can pay my own. I get that,
right?
And no, we're not saying that you have to have someone to complete you,
right? Exactly.
That's not what we're saying. We're not saying that you're not fulfilled unless you're in a relationship, or you're not fulfilled. That's not what we're saying at all,
right?
But what we are saying is that sometimes we forget what that feels like as a married couple, as a person in a relationship.
Right.
we forget what it feels like not to have that person to call upon.
Right.
You know, a lot of married couples fall into the trap of arguments because that spouse is always asking something of. You're always asking me to do something.
Right.
You know, you always asking me to run an errand. You always asking me to do the dishes, blah, blah, whatever it is,
Right.
it is.
Right.
And think you have a single friend who would love to have that argument.
Right.
You have a single friend who would love to be aggravated because their husband or their wife is always asking them to do something.
Yeah.
You know, they would love that. They would love to have to pick up somebody's socks, a grown person's sock out of the bedroom.
Right.
Because once again, you forgot to do it before you went to bed.
Or you went to work or whatever.
Or you went to work or whatever, you know. And the fact that, like you said, those are the things we take for granted. Yes, as a married couple, they may aggravate us.
Right.
But think of your single friends.
Right.
Who turn around, they don't have that at all.
Right. And think of your single friends when we say that, not even in reference to like, oh, they need to be with somebody or them, but think of them, they're always there for you.
Yeah.
They're always there for you. Because we have quite a couple of, we have like a lot of, one thing I realized that I appreciate about you, babe, is you're not that husband that's like, oh, you need to only be with your married friends. You can't have single friends. Because a lot of times in couples, they don't want their significant other and vice versa to be why are you hanging with someone single? Like, why? You're married now. So since you're married, you need to be hanging with married women.
Right.
And I appreciate that. That's not our dynamic. That is not our dynamic at all. I have quite a few single friends. Yeah. And it has nothing to do whether who's single and who's married. It is the heart of the friendship, the heart of the person.
And I'll be begging you, please, can you call them, please?
Go hang out
when
with
the
your
last
girl.
time you and the girls got together?
Go hang out with your girls. And
please.
So you have to check on them. You have to make sure they're okay. Is there anything that we can do for them? Because they are available to us. And when the young lady said that on YouTube, I felt that in my heart. Like, yes, anything that we ask any of my girlfriends to come to, they are ready to roll. They are there without a problem. So you definitely have to check on them too. So that's the goal here.
Yeah, my thing when it comes to that is I trust you. Mm-hmm. Above all else,
right? I
trust you,
right?
I trust your judgment.
Yeah,
I trust your judgment in friends.
Mm-hmm.
I trust your judgment in choices.
Mm-hmm.
I trust your judgment.
Yeah.
So for me to get upset because you have a single friend, to me that means I don't trust your judgment.
Right. And who I am as
a
person.
And who you are as a person.
Right.
At that point, to me, and this is just my point of view on it. If I question that because only for the simple fact that person is single,
right?
I'm questioning your character at that point.
Like I'm easy influenced.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a mind of my own.
Because I have to trust A, that you remember you're married.
Right.
B, that you have respect enough for me.
Right.
And that C, you're not going to put yourself in a situation or position
right
to tarnish this marriage.
Right.
And whether or not your single friend, whatever they do, I have to trust that you are the voice of reason for you.
Right.
Not even so much for them,
right,
but for you.
And also trusting that I'm not going to have anybody around me. I'm not going to have any girlfriends around me that's going to jeopardize my character, my reputation, and my integrity.
Right.
So whoever I have around me, which is it's not a large group, but they have the same integrity and character about their lives as well as I do. So what we've chose to do on Friday is to take a 40-year-old single,
yes,
and a 20-year-something-old single, and have a real conversation
about singleness.
And singleness in the pandemic right now, singleness and friendship, singleness, like, how long have you been single, and what do you feel about being single? And I think that that's so important. And who checks up on you? And I think this thing about checking up on your single friends is so close to my heart right now, like so serious, because March will be 1 full year
that we've been going through the pandemic.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
1 full year.
And no, it's not what it was, but it's still not the same.
Exactly.
Life has still not gotten back to quote unquote full normalcy.
Right.
So there's still things going on,
right,
that people are still having to deal with.
Yeah. The young lady said also, she said so much wonderful stuff. She also said she had to get to know her neighbors because she's by herself. She had to really get to know her neighbors since the pandemic. She said because who's going to check on her if something don't happen to her?
Something happens to her.
Right. So if she gets sick or something happen, who's going to check on her? So she really had to get to know her neighbors.
Right.
And then she said she also had her, in case of emergency numbers on her
I think she had in a closet or something.
her closet door.
Yeah.
And she said, and her neighbor knows. So they keep an eye out on her if they see her, if she's sick or whatever, they keep an eye out on her because of that simple fact. Just that simple fact that she is by herself, and she appreciates that.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is such a good idea, because a lot of times we're so into ourselves that we don't even want to talk to our neighbors, right? And I think that's another thing that the pandemic has done, especially if you're by yourself, is to get to know the people around you, because you don't know who you're going to need at what point and what time.
And it's the things that we don't think about like that. As a married couple, you're involved in your marriage, you're involved in your kids, you're involved in your finances, blase.
Mm-hmm.
We don't think about that when it comes to our single friends, our single family members, our the people in our circle that's single.
Mm-hmm.
If something happens, if you go 3, 4, 5 weeks, a month, or whatever, and you haven't checked in on your friend,
Mm-hmm.
Think for a minute. How does that make them feel? That person,
That's good.
that person's just there for you.
Right.
That person that you can pick up the phone and you feel like, well, they don't have any family, they're single, they should be able to do it.
Right.
It doesn't always work that way though.
Exactly.
Because they're still having to change their schedule around. They're still having to drop what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're making themselves available for you.
Yeah.
But we use the excuse, well, I got a family, I got the kids, I don't really have time, I got this and I got that.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have 2 minutes to just make a phone call.
Yeah.
You don't have 2 minutes, and not a text. You don't have 2 minutes just to make a phone call, just to hear somebody's, just so they can hear somebody's voice to know.
I'm thinking about you.
Yeah, because
are you okay?
A lot of the times, let's be honest, family, a lot of the times our motives for calling people are not pure.
No.
Because we'll do the, hey girl, you okay? You are good. Now, can you?
Mm-hmm.
Or
by the way,
would you?
Right.
And it's never just, hey girl, or hey guy, I'm just checking on you.
Right.
I really don't want anything. I just want to know, or matter of fact, I don't even want to talk. I just want to listen.
Right.
Are you okay?
Yep. And leave it there. And
what's
what
going on with you?
Mm-hmm.
Where's your heart right now?
Yeah.
What can I do for you?
Right.
Backtrack a little bit too. Something I want to thank you for.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you for trusting me.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it comes to your single friends are my friends. I'm really close with your single friends.
Absolutely.
To the point, like there's a particular one who, if they're going through something, they call me. If they need to talk, they call me.
Absolutely.
Sometimes we'll go to lunch.
Right.
We'll go to brunch or breakfast or something like that. Just the two of us, and we'll go talk. And the fact that you trust me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I just thank you for that. Because a lot of wives won't do that. Listen,
again, it goes back to who am I putting in my circle?
Right.
Right. And so again, somebody be like, girl, but you don't know, and that's fine. But I'm not trying to follow up on that. I know in my heart that I put good people in my circle that have integrity and that has character. I know who I married. I trust you and your options, your thoughts. And here's the thing about that. I don't have, people want you to be chasing behind every situation, every circumstance.
Right.
I don't have to chase behind you in every situation and circumstance. I know the man that I married. I know you honor me. I honor you, and I know you're going to do right. So at that point, if one of my girlfriends is going through something, and here's the thing, what people don't understand, before they call you, they call me and ask me first.
Oh yeah.
That's another thing. None of my girlfriends be like, hey, no, they be like, hey girl, can I call Sanchez and talk to him? Or can Sanchez and I go to lunch because I really need to have a male perspective? And I'm like, absolutely. And that's another thing. So that is not like, so even with that much of saying, I'm not even going to dial his number until I talk to you first and make sure that's okay. But again, like you said about me, I trust you. I love you. I know your character and your honor, and I'm running after that. And that's it. That's all.
Before we get to the point we're getting close to wrapping up, I do have a question for you though.
Yeah.
So family, once again, so February is going to be Love Month.
Yeah.
I meant to continue that thought. March is going to be finances.
Ooh,
So
I'm
my
so
wife's favorite
excited.
subject. She is so.
My gosh.
I think she's more excited about the finance subjects than she is the love
I ain't
subjects.
gonna lie.
So yeah, but
I am.
like we said, so in February, all our conversations in one way, shape, or form are going to be centered around love.
Mm-hmm.
And then in March, every conversation that we have, from the midweek moments to the Crenshaw Corner episodes, is going to tie into finances in some way, shape, or form.
Yes.
So, babe, I'm curious though.
Yes.
I do have an actual question for you. I do. I can't
Thought
get
I
away.
was gonna get away from it.
Nah, dog. I have to ask you.
Is it a trivia question though, bro?
No, it's not a trivia question.
Okay, I'm ready.
It's not a trivia.
Okay,
Not this time.
Okay, scared.
Do you remember
Mm-hmm.
your singleness?
No,
Could you elaborate, please?
I don't. You know what? I remember my single foolishness, but I don't remember my singleness.
Okay.
It's like you always remember the bad stuff. You never remember the really good stuff.
Right.
You know, but I've always been in long-term relationships. So it wasn't like I had like a speck of singleness.
Okay.
And then, but the longest I was ever without being single, I can tell you that for sure was before I met you.
Okay.
That's when I went totally celibate and I was like, God, this is it. I don't care. I'm done. I don't, and at that point it was just me and this, okay. I'm trying to be so spiritual. My head itch. But anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. But it was just me, the kids, and the Lord. I'm so serious. Like I tried to stay out of the way. Right. I was like, Lord, the next man who need to touch me gonna be my husband. If don't let no guys, I'm in New York walking around. Don't let no guys, talk to me or anything like that. Just all kinds of stuff and just praying because I really wanted to really hold on, hone into myself because I had been into long-term relationships for so long that I didn't know what it was to be by myself. And plus not even be by myself because I had kids at the time too. So I thought the best thing that I can do is cut any relationships off. And then at that point, just be with me, my kids and the Lord and see what it was. And that was actually the best time of my life. That's when I really realized what I would and would not take.
Right.
That's where I knew where the line was drawn, basically. And that's so weird to say, but true. I was older at that point, but where the lines are drawn and what I will accept and I won't accept. So there was so much to that, but it was the greatest time for me personally when I went into that singleness. So I remember that part of it,
Okay.
but it was just me. Singleness for me was to be. And that's what it was. How about you?
For me, the one thing, if I was to sum up my singleness, I was scared to be single. For me, when I was single,
wow,
I was scared to be by myself. Mm-hmm. And when I say, I don't mean like, I guess scared is the
uncomfortable.
It was uncomfortable. I think that's that's a better term for it. It wasn't a fear. It was just an uncomfortability. Of being by myself.
Right.
And because I had that uncomfortable feeling of being by myself, that led me into making a lot of bad choices.
Loneliness will mess you up.
Loneliness will have you in a place that it's hard to recover from.
Yeah, you have to be careful.
Loneliness will have you making bad decisions. Mm-hmm. It will have you in situations that you should not be in.
Right.
It will keep you
Yeah.
in situations that you shouldn't be in.
Just so you can have somebody.
Just so you can have somebody.
Yeah.
And that was me. So I stayed in bad relationship after bad relationship after bad relationship.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it wasn't the women, it wasn't the young lady's fault.
Mm-hmm.
I chose wrong.
Yeah.
I chose people, or I chose to be with people based on the wrong criteria. And what I was looking for, they could never give me anyway.
Right. There's a void they couldn't fill.
Right. So I went into the situation so wrong. I went into the situation setting it up for failure from the beginning.
Right.
Because I was holding them to a standard that wasn't fair.
Right.
I was using them, to be honest.
Right.
To fulfill a void that they couldn't fill.
Right.
They were replacements for individuals that had left my life.
Okay.
That they could never replace.
Exactly.
And it was unfair of me to even ask that they do.
Right.
So my loneliness for me,
spoken or unspoken.
Yeah, spoken or unspoken. So my loneliness for me was, my singleness. My singleness for me was just, a lot of bad choices for me. And to the point that, to be honest, I went on, I think it was Facebook some years ago, and I posted an apology.
I remember you.
Do you remember?
You did post an apology.
Yeah. And I posted to all the women from my past.
Yeah, you did.
And I because I was sitting down one day, and like you had said, I was going through reflection, and it wasn't a situation where I was unhappy with my current life, because you and I were okay.
Right.
This is when we were married, and 21 years, of course. But it's not like we were going through anything. I wasn't pining for my singleness.
Right.
I wasn't looking for a way out of the marriage.
Right.
I was just sitting there reflecting, and I was looking at our daughter.
Wow.
And because at that time, she was of the dating age, and she was, going through her little trials and tribulations first of dating. And I'm like, yo, think about if somebody does your daughter
the way you did them,
the way you did somebody else's daughter.
Yeah.
Because regardless, those young ladies was somebody's daughter.
Right.
That was somebody's child.
Right.
That you mistreated, that you misused.
Right.
That you did not honor.
Right.
Because I didn't honor them.
Right.
Emotionally, physically, spiritually, I did not honor them. So I found myself having to go back, and I did a public apology.
You did.
And I apologized to the women that I hurt.
Right.
The women that I misled. And I found myself doing an apology, because my singleness, I was broken in my singleness, which, to be honest, I don't even know how God blessed me with you because it was a blessing. But that's what I remember about my singleness. I was very broken during my single days. Once again, which led me to making a lot of bad choices and a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah. My singleness made me whole. This last time, this long, because it was a long time of singleness before I met you, and it made me whole, and it made me think about all the choices I had made way before. So yeah, so I get that. I get it. All right, babe. Well, we winding down.
Yeah, because
this is supposed to have been a moment.
Yeah, it's a midweek moment. So we're gonna keep it at a moment.
We gonna try it.
Yeah, we're going to for the first time.
The first time, because normally it's 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70.
So family, we are truly, if you can't tell, we are truly excited.
We're excited
about February. My wife is doubly excited about March. I really can't say the same. But she is doubly excited about February. About March.
About March.
So family, just know, sit back. Put your seatbelt on.
Come on the love train.
It's gonna be a ride.
It's gonna be so much fun. You know what? We have some awesome couples.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah. But we're gonna have to spruce up a little bit, because I don't really like the whole love voice thing.
Well, this was
too mellow for me. This was mellow.
I was doing my Teddy P. Barry White. Okay, is what I was doing.
We're gonna have to do something else, because I can't. I'm just like, I got literally. You would I got my hands in my lap trying to contain myself and be as mellow and as calm as I can, y'all. But I'm like, I can't do this. Yeah. Y'all know I'm hyper, people. Y'all know I'm hyper.
So family, as always, thank you guys for listening.
Yes.
However you're listening, whether it's on iTunes, whether it's Podbean, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Google Play, whether it's Amazon Music, whether it's iHeartRadio, on our own personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com.
Yes.
Guys, we can be found on the socials.
Come on now.
Because we consider ourselves an interactive podcast.
Come on now. Did you stutter? Did you forget what you were supposed to say?
Don't do that.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Once again, family, we are an interactive podcast. Which means we can be found on the socials. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, all under Crenshaw Corner.
Yes.
And of course, you can email us at any time at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com.
Say your baby.
Once again, thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. And family, as always,
I'm so sorry.
welcome to our journey.
We love you guys. Bye.